Try that again. Hi, guys. um, I'm not gonna stay on here long, y'all. I just wanted to come on here because I wanted to talk to you guys about something. Just because I had an incident today with a client, and you guys know, all right, you guys know that I like to, share with you guys experiences so that way other people can, benefit and learn from them. So, I know you guys missed me. I miss you guys too. I feel like it's been a while. I think it's been like a month since I made a live. Um, and as you can see, this little one is growing up, and um, just ignore her. I will try to keep her away from the camera, but okay. So one of the things that you maybe let me just wait a couple more seconds before I get into it. Cause y'all know I get straight to the point, okay? Are you supposed to play with this? No. Mama. Okay. So I'm gonna get started. Okay. So one of the things that you really should prepare yourself if you are coming to Tanzania is unexpected cost. For real. Like I cannot tell you it's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to other people who has come here. Especially if it's your first time coming here or your first time coming on the continent or anything like that, or even it doesn't even have to be the continent. Anytime that you travel, you guys too much. Leave the phone alone. She touches everything. Will you let me get through this live, please? Okay, unexpected cost. However, you know what? I will say, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Out of all the countries that I've been to, I would say that Tanzania, I've probably had the most unexpected cost. Probably the most unexpected cost. Why is that? I think one, there's a lot of things that people don't tell you about. To corruption. I mean, it is what it is. You gotta be honest. Corruption. Things that maybe you don't like. People try to take advantage of you. Like just regular people try to take advantage of you. If you don't know how much things cost, you can spend way more than what you're used to. For I would say like because you're so stuck on the um Western way, you may not realize that other things come with certain things. If I'm gonna break it down so it makes more sense. Um, and then just like that, you can come here with some money saved up, and then just like that, your money can go really quickly. So I think it's sorry guys. See this. You guys want to know why I don't do videos anymore because it's hard. This is an example. It is so hard to do videos with kids. Anyways, I have to find like the time, okay? But anyways, yeah, people really don't expect unexpected costs. So I am going to start all the way from the beginning, okay? All the way from the beginning. Guys, okay, when you get your airfare, okay? When you get your airfare, okay, you book your ticket, da 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 da, okay? Boom, I'm coming to Tanzania, yeah, we lit. Okay. So you have to take in consideration. Are you supposed to be touching that? You have to take in consideration if you're going to pay for food on the way there, okay? If you have a long layover, are you going to want to have a hotel? Are you going to just like, see, I'm cheap. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very cheap. So for me, usually what I do, don't judge me, but usually what I do is I always, okay, bring food on the plane with me. So whenever I'm at JFK and I'm on the way to JFK, I will stop at a bodega or I will stop at Popeyes or I will stop somewhere. Some mama, I will stop somewhere, okay? See, here's the key. You can take cooked food on the plane with you, but like by the time you get off the plane, you can't take it out of the airport. So, and you guys know that you can't bring drinks. However, if you have children, you can bring drinks. They just have to like test it. All you got to do is just say it's for your kids, okay? TSA, please don't watch this. Um, but yeah, so boom, that'll save you right there. Cause I remember I stopped at Amsterdam, and for one croissant it was $5, and I was like, oh no, sweetheart, like, oh, you're gonna make this hard for me, okay? Oh no, sweetheart, $5 for a croissant, like, it's just not gonna happen. So that's number one. So a lot of people don't actually expect, oh my God, I've spent so much money on, I spent $20, $30, which may not seem like a lot of money, but it does because it all adds up just to travel here, okay? Then when you actually get here, depending on the items that you're bringing, okay, they can tax you for some of the stuff, okay? They've tried that. Now, if you want to learn how to get away from stuff like that, book a consultation and I got you, okay? I will teach you the game, but I'm not about to put it on YouTube and mess it up for everybody. So, anyways, right there, you could spend a few $100s before you even step on the land to Tanzania, because they can hit you with all of these taxes. Oh, you're bringing this item, so this item is worth this much, so therefore this is how much this is gonna be. Da 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 da. And there's really nothing that you can do. Well, there is things that you can do about it, but again, book a consultation and I will teach you the game about it. But if you don't know what you're doing, there's really nothing that you can do about it, um, because they literally won't let you out the airport. So then what are you going to do? Turn back to the US because you can't get out of the airport? So most people will just opt to paying. You understand what I'm saying? Again, now that's still going against your budget that you have not accounted for. You understand what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, okay? Then you actually get out of the airport, right? If you haven't set up your transportation, just like every other airport in the world, the drivers outside the airport are going to be more expensive. Depending on where you are, if you're going to Dar es Salaam, you're going to Arusha, you're going to Tanga, you're going to, wherever, there are different mobile apps, like Dar es Salaam has like Uber and Bolt and, all of these things. Or if you, if you set up a driver, you can do that ahead of time. That's one of the things that I usually do for my clients. I set up them up a driver because you save more money. Okay, so you may be expecting to you may be, what's the matter? You may be expecting to obviously get a cab, but you may not be expecting the cost. So budgeting that out correctly, would be smart. Like, I would say I have not had a consultation or have helped a friend or helped somebody or even myself, where the ride from the airport, because usually okay, play with it. Okay, go ahead. Usually the, I don't want you to put it in your mouth. Usually, sorry guys, I'm discombobulated. I'm just trying to get the information to you so that way you can benefit from it. Um, yeah, out of myself and even everybody, I have not found a driver or a ride from where you're going from the airport to, okay, to the destination, because usually the airports are pretty far away from most places, less than $50 US dollars. I have not found it. See, you playing with the water. I have not found it. Now I'm not saying that's every situation. I'm saying me and all the people that I have helped, which has been a lot of people, I have not found this. So you also have to budget that. So now, just your journey from the US or Europe or wherever you're coming from to Tanzania, you have not even gone to your apartment or your house or whatever you're getting, and you probably have already spent a few $100s if you don't know the system correctly. You understand what I'm saying? So now, Mama, please let me get you this live, honey. Please. No, you can't have my headphones. Please. Okay. Okay, so now, all right, where are we? So now you get to your destination, right? Now, hold on, because this actually just happened to a client of mine, okay? You also have to be careful because at the airport, you have these like people, like these guys who want to help you with their luggage, who want to help you with your luggage, even if you don't even need help. There has been times where people will just, like the workers, will just grab your luggage to force you to help them. And then at the end, mind you, depending on the airport, they're really not that big. At the end, they'll demand a very high tip. Okay, like I mean, they'll demand you. Like I had somebody who the guy literally helped her for less than 2 minutes, and she didn't even want the help, and she was like, no, 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 I got it, like I'm good. And he like grabbed her bag and demanded to help her, and then requested 20,000 shillings after the 2 minutes, and she was like, and again, like if you have no idea, first of all, about the currency, you would not realize, like, oh my god, I just paid so much money just for this guy to help me for 2 seconds when I could have paid, 2,000 to shillings rather than 20,000 to shillings or stuff like that. Like you just have to be careful with that. And the more that you don't know, like people will definitely take advantage. And it sounds effed up, but that is the truth. That's reality, baby. Like that's what it is. And you have to be able to know how to maneuver that. And one of the things that I definitely recommend is to study the money before you get out here. Study how much things naturally cost. Study all of these things because you will get got. Okay? I have been here for a while and I still get got sometimes. And that's just being honest. Sometimes you just got to take the L and be like, you know what? I bet I learned from that. So, another thing, I bet. Now we get to the apartment or the house or whatever it is that you're in, right? I really hope that this information is useful. I hope so. I really do. Because it's taken a lot of me to make this live. Because as you can see, I'm a little discombobulated. Things are everywhere. Okay, bet. So now you have the house. Now you think, okay, I have a house and it's all good. Like I got a house, I'm good. I just pay my monthly rent, or in Tanzania, a lot of times it's 3 months or 6 months in advance that you have to pay. So now the landlord has told you, yeah, you get security, you get data, you get, security, obviously, you know what the security is, but like a data is like somebody, like a housemaid or something. So you're thinking, okay, I'm paying, honey, mama, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? What's the matter, my love? You ready to go to bed soon? Okay. So now you're thinking, okay, I pay my monthly, or quarterly rent, and I'm good. You have to, child. You gotta ask, does that come with the rent? Because most of the time, it does not come with the rent. So you have to pay that guy monthly. You have to pay that girl monthly on top of your budget, on top of your monthly expense. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to find out before you even, and a lot of times they won't tell you. They won't tell you. They will just throw, oh yeah, we have security, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that. But then you don't realize it, like you just think that it comes with the house. Also, another thing is in most houses, you have to pay your own water and you have to pay your own electricity. Okay? Depending on the landlord, you have to negotiate what it is that you're going to pay for, but it is common here. So don't just think that because you're paying your rent, I know she is really big. Don't just think because you're paying your rent that you're all good. So now you done came out here, you thought you paid your rent and you thought that, you got your security, you got your data, you got everything going on, but then you didn't budget because now you have to pay for those extra services and you didn't realize that. What's the matter, honey? You didn't realize that. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, boom. After that, okay, that already right there can increase your budget almost double, guys. Almost double. Also, remember, we have a huge inflation going on right now. Prices are high. Stop looking at old videos. Okay, stop looking at old videos that people have made years ago on YouTube telling you the houses are $200, $300 because baby, that house that was $200 is now $500. Like the price has gone up. Okay, yesterday's price was not today's price. Okay, it's not the same price. So keep that in mind. So I know a lot of people who've been planning to come to Tanzania have been planning for years. I know they have been planning for years. And if you're a person who's been planning for years, just make sure that you are updating as the years go by because things are changing. Things are changing. And you need to keep up with that because you may think that your budget is this much and then you realize that now in 2023 that budget is only going to get you a one bedroom house when you thought you was going to get yourself a three-bedroom house. You understand what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Okay? Keep that in mind. Please, please, please do your research. Do your current research, not past research. I don't even want to hear about what happened in 2022. I don't want to hear about any of that stuff. Also, a lot of people also don't realize that a lot of these landlords they want quarterly payments. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, well, you know what? I get my check on the first of the month. Okay, I get my check on the first of the month. After I get my check, I'm just gonna pay the landlord. Da 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 da. A lot of them want 3 6 months in advance, so you gotta have that money up front. And a lot of people don't have that money up front, guys. I don't want you to come here and be set up for failure, which is why I came on this live because I see it way too often. Okay? And I would never, ever, ever recommend somebody to come here just on a savings. You must have reoccurring income. You have, girl, you have to have reoccurring income. You know why? Because money goes fast. You will be surprised, guys. Money goes fast. Oh, child, it goes so fast. Okay, you need to go to the market to go get your food. Okay, how you gonna go there? You ain't gonna walk, baby, unless you live right next door. Okay, you're not gonna walk. So you're gonna go take maybe a boda. Maybe you don't feel comfortable taking bodas. Bodas are the motorcycles. A lot of people don't feel comfortable taking them, right away. I mean, I've been here for a long time and I still don't feel comfortable taking them right away. So now maybe you take a bajaji or you take private transport. You gotta pay for that. Okay, so you have to pay for that. Now, if you're going out every day, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay to go there. You gotta pay to come back. You gotta go pay to get your food. Maybe you want to get some lunch on the way because you're hungry. You gotta pay for that. All of these things you have to pay for. And a lot of the times, well, most of the time, one of the best things about Tanzania is that you get really fresh food here. The disadvantage is because it's not processed, it doesn't last. So, one of the things that I will definitely admit that I miss is like bulk shopping. Oh, God. I miss the BJ's and buying a bunch of groceries and like being set for at least 2 months. Oh no, honey, I can't do that out here. Out here, I have to shop. I shop every single week. Every week, I have to go get my fresh produce. Every single week, you have to keep that in mind. You may have a budget, and you understand what I'm saying? Depending on what you eat, okay? Meat, let me give you an example. Meat, chicken and beef and stuff like that, the price has gone up. The price is not the same for chicken and beef that it was when I first moved here. Again, because of inflation or people, they say it's because of inflation. You even have in some restaurants here, there's even signs on the doors that I have seen saying prices, prices are, oh, what's that in that cafe? It said, prices are subject to change because of inflation. So, the prices are getting higher. Like everything is getting higher. So you do need to understand that I've seen. And then another thing is like a lot of people don't realize that tourist things is really expensive in Tanzania. Okay, because especially wildlife is very protected. You are not gonna find going to Serengeti low key for less than like $500 US dollars. It is not a cheap thing to do. People come here with the mindset of, Okay, yeah, I want to, which of course I understand. Like, you want to do safaris and you want to do all of that stuff. But if you're here on a savings, that's going to eat your money up just like that money. Like, it's going to eat your money up just like that because those things are not cheap. They're not cheap. And a lot of times they think it's tour companies that's charging all this money, but it's actually not. I've actually seen it. Like, tour companies don't actually make that much. Like, the actual government fees to go into these parks are ridiculously expensive. It's like $300. Like, it's ridiculously expensive, which I understand. They're protecting wildlife and it goes to the wildlife and stuff. And Serengeti is one of the most beautiful, um, is one of the most beautiful destinations in the world. So I get it, but you want to keep all of that in mind. Another thing is if you are coming here with the idea that you want processed food because that's what you're used to. Listen, guys, I have not let go some things. I've let go a lot of things, but I have not let go. Oh my god, Araya, give me the remote. I have not let go a lot of things, and understand that maybe your pasta or your cheese and stuff is going to be double the price. You're going to spend a good grip on this type of stuff. I mean, guys, even a block of cheese here is like $10. Like, and if you really want it, maybe you'll spend it, but you're not considering that on your budget. You're not considering that on your budget. All right, come here. Come. Here, Rai. Rai, come. Come. You're not considering that on your budget. Okay? You have to keep all of those things in mind. I'm telling you because people it happens. And remember, one of the nice things about Tanzania is everything is negotiable. When I tell you that everything, hold on, babe. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to go soon. Hubby is home. Hi. I'm alive. Okay, so I'm getting off soon so we can have dinner. Um, yeah, you have to keep that in mind. Everything is negotiable. Even the things that you think is the wildest things that you shouldn't negotiate, you can negotiate everything. You can negotiate your ride from point A to point B. You can negotiate all that stuff. Ooh, this is another thing, y'all. I'm gotta confess, I have got this way. Okay, like let's say you're in like a Bajaji, right? And so sometimes what they will do, especially if they know you're not from here, they'll be like, "Oh, let me take you to, the Maasai area and take you to the market. Let me take you to all these places." And then at the end, they'll hit you with a huge bill, and you're like, "Whoa!" Like whoa, that hasn't happened to me. However, I've seen it happen to other people. But what has happened to me is I've told, like, I know somewhere is on the way. Ooh, there's another one. There's another one I have to remember. I have said like, hey, um, like let's just say like he's driving me home and the supermarket is like literally on the way home. Like we have to bypass the supermarket, and I say, hey, Kaka, can you just stop for 1 minute? I'm just gonna run to the supermarket real quick and just grab something. Maybe it would take me 2 seconds to just go grab a bread or something. Again, he didn't go out of his way. He just stopped to the supermarket. You have to ask because I have gotten stung before with this. At the end, they'll charge you like double the price, and you'll be like, "Yo, like this was on the way to the crib. Like, what do you mean? This was on the way." If you don't discuss that, discuss everything. It may seem annoying, it may seem repetitive, unless you know the person. See, that's what I like. I like to like know my drivers and stuff like that. And like once I have a driver, like I have had the same boater now for over a year. Like I stick with the same people. So I don't have that problem anymore. But if I ever go with like a stranger, I would do that all over again. So then they'll charge you all this money. Now, this next thing that I'm going to say happens so often. Guys, when I say it happens so often, and it's not your fault, it is not your fault. Okay? This is what happens. Let's say you have a bajaji or you have a private car driver and you say, hey, I would like to go to point A, okay? I'm gonna go do what I gotta do, and then I'm gonna call you back in 2 hours and let you know when I'm ready to be picked up, okay? The guy would say, yeah, 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 no problem. The cost is $10. Okay, I'm gonna use dollars. Let's say the cost is $10. Okay, no problem. Okay, you made yourself clear. You said, I need you to drop me off here, but I also need you to take me home. I will call you when I'm ready, or maybe you told him a time and say, hey, I will be ready in 2 hours. So you can come pick me up in 2 hours. Like, you go ahead, do your thing, and then come back and get me, right? Typical. We are used to that. So what a lot of people will do, y'all, and to me, I feel like I don't care what nobody says. I feel like this is one of the biggest scams out here, and you gotta watch out for it. What the driver will do is the driver will sit outside the supermarket or sit outside whatever it is that you're doing, okay, and wait, and they'll wait for you to call them and say, hey, I'm ready, even though that's not what you said, that's not what you requested, okay? This has happened to me before, okay? Has this happened to me? I think this tried to happen to me. Like, he tried me, but like I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. But it happens a lot, okay? So he'll sit there and then you'll call him and say, hey, you can come pick me up now, no problem. He'll say, okay, no problem. And then he'll come and get you, right? Or he's already been outside the whole time. So he'll come and get you. And then he'll let you off to point B, to back to your house or whatever. And then he'll hit you with, oh, I want $25. And you're like, what? What? What do you mean? What's like, oh, I've been waiting for you for 2 or 3 hours. I've been waiting for you for all of this time. And you're like, but I didn't ask you to wait. I asked you to drop me off, and I want the same person to pick me up and drop me home. You could have went and got other customers. You could have did your thing for those 3 hours. I didn't ask you to wait outside for me. I didn't ask you for that. So they'll hit you. You guys, be careful. They'll hit you with that. And it's really hard to argue that because the guy has been waiting there for you. Like, this is again where it comes to being transparent. And then if he does it, that's you. That's not me. You did that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be careful with that because people will do that a lot. And to me, I think it's one of the biggest scams out here. Like, let me wait for you, even though I said to pick me up later. Let me wait for you, and then I'm gonna charge you my waiting time. And that's what they'll do. They'll be like, "Oh man, but I've been waiting for you," and da da da. Even though you never asked for it, you never, ever, 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 ever asked them to wait. Okay. Okay. Woo! I done talked a lot, y'all. Let me see. Let me think what else is a big thing. Guys, I'm trying to tell you guys as much as possible because I want you guys to have a good time when you're out here and just to avoid these type of things. Also, be careful with the places, okay, that don't have prices. Actually, let me tell you guys a story that happened to my brother. Okay, let me tell you guys. And my brother, he's from New York, so we don't really play that. So I didn't even have to tell him. Like, he already was just like, no. So actually, this happened to my brother. So he went to go eat at a restaurant with his friend. Okay, they went to go eat, and the restaurant had prices on the menu. So you have to be careful for the restaurants that don't have prices on the menu. You have to make sure you say like, "Hey, how much is this?" before you order it because again, guys, you will get got. I should have named this title "How to Not Get Got in Tanzania." How to not get got, okay? You will get got. They will come up with whatever price, they want to come up with, and you've already eaten the food, so there's nothing you can do, so you have to spend the money. You have to pay for it. You don't want to end up in Tanzania in jail, you know what I'm saying? Um, but yes, you should watch this video from the start because I spoke a lot and I told you guys like a lot of information about how to not get got. Um, oh my God, what was I saying? What happened to my brother? Okay, so then he ordered a pina colada. I think he ordered a pina colada and it was like 12,000 shillings, right? 12,000 to shillings for the pina colada. Okay, cool. He ordered the pina colada. He ordered the food. He ordered all that. Okay, it was all good. He drank it. He ate. It was all good. At the end, they hit him with a bill higher than the price on the menu. Hold on, y'all. I'm thirsty. I'm talking a lot. Whew. They hit him with a price that was not on the bill. So like the pina colada all of a sudden became 16,000. The food that was 15,000 now all of a sudden became 25,000. All this stuff, and he was confused. He was like, I don't understand how these prices and the prices on the menu are different. And they were like, oh, we haven't updated the menu and all this stuff. And he was like, well, that's not my problem. Like, you can't just change the price when you got you update the price. Like, you can't just change the price after people have already gotten the food and already ordered from a menu that you presented. He wind up winning, and they wind up because he had a case. Like they were like you can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? And don't be afraid to speak up when clearly you are right. Do not let people pressure you. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of people they lose their money just like that. Okay, let me give you another example, y'all. God, y'all, my husband's home and I gotta eat some dinner because I'm hungry. But I'm gonna talk to y'all for a little. I'm gonna talk to y'all for a little longer because it's all coming right now. Okay. All right, bet. So be careful for that, okay? Be very careful for that. Find out the price before all of that good stuff. So, all right. So, I don't know if this is new in Tanzania or I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff. However, we pay for our trash, okay? If you have the trash people come to pick up your trash, you have to pay for it. Okay, or you can opt out and burn your trash and stuff like that, depending on and I think it also depends on where you live. Babe, I have a question. Can you burn your trash everywhere or only in certain places? Certain places. Okay, that's what I thought, but that was just common sense, and I didn't want to just use common sense because sometimes common sense is not the rule here. Um, they have different rules. Okay, only certain places you can burn the trash, and I think that's usually when you have like large areas or kind of space to burn trash. If you guys like, if the houses are on top of each other, kind of like where we live, you burn some trash, you're gonna burn your house and the neighbor's house. So certain places you can't. Now, honey, I want to give you guys correct information. Babe, one more question. Is everywhere the same price for the trash, or it depends on the area? Everywhere the same price. Okay. Yes. Okay. I gotta call my client after this and let her know because I didn't know that. Okay. Now, if this is your first time hearing it, this is what it is. Okay. The trash pickup. If you are getting the government to pick up your trash, it is 5,000 to shillings as of January 11th, I think today is 2023. It's 5,000 to shillings a month. Okay, so that's about $2.5 a month. Okay, now what happened to a client of mine, which I'm not going to say her name. What happened to a client of mine where she contacted me today and said, hey, somebody came over here and said that they got to pick up, and that's another thing. Get a receipt. Cause they tried that with us, y'all. Okay, we paid for the trash, and they came back around like 2 weeks later. No, I think what happened was Hope paid 2 months in advance because he was like, oh, he didn't have change. He was like, oh, just take 10,000 to shillings. That's 2 months. And they came back the next month and was like, no, you didn't pay. You didn't pay. So they tried to get us to pay again. Now my husband, he don't do anything without a receipt. So he had a receipt, so he was able to prove it. Now, this is how you know you are paying the government. It's official, okay? They should have, first of all, they should have an ID number. They usually walk around with a little shirt. They should have an ID number. They should print the fact that you paid your trash. So therefore, if anybody comes, anybody has questions, you have your receipt. Like in our situation, you have your receipt and say, hey, listen, I paid my trash. Okay? I paid my trash. I paid my trash. Okay. Now, this client contacted me today and said, "Hey, listen, I have somebody who came over here and said that they will pick up the trash. That they're the government. They will pick up the trash, but they have to pay them 20,000 a month." No, that is somebody who's trying to rip you off. That is somebody who's trying to get you. You gonna get got. I'm telling you right now. You hear from me. That's not how much trash is supposed to be. In Arusha, I don't know about Dar es Salaam. Don't ask me about Dar es Salaam rules because I have no idea. Okay, in Arusha, that's not how much it's supposed. She don't have to use the bathroom. You sure? Okay. Well, she just used the potty like 30 minutes ago and she peed. So maybe she just don't have to go. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Um, don't get got. Don't get got. Anybody who tells you, first of all, anybody who tells you they're working for the government, they should have a government ID, okay? And they should always provide you with a receipt. Always, no exceptions. Don't, oh, okay, I will go get the receipt later. No, 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 no. If you ain't got the receipt, you ain't getting no money, bruh. Yeah, I even had there was even one time where the trash people, and this was actually the government, threatened not to take my trash, and I was like, all right, it's fine. It's just gonna stay there. It ain't gonna affect me. Like it's fine. It's just gonna stay there. You gonna have to do twice the work when you come back next time. You know. So if nobody's providing a receipt, I don't want to hear. Oh, there's no paper left. Oh, something happened. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. If you ain't got it, you ain't getting it. Period. Don't be scared. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. And if you don't speak Kiswahili, find somebody who does. Find somebody who does speak Kiswahili. And if you don't know Kiswahili, you really should learn because it is very hard to survive in this country without speaking Kiswahili. Like, I'm telling you right now, it is very hard to survive. There is a huge language barrier. And definitely hire Dixon. You know, Dixon. I'm like, I don't know how I get into this, but yeah, Dixon. He is a Kiswahili teacher, and he charges only like $6 an hour to teach you Kiswahili. I have heard such amazing feedback. He has taught me Kiswahili, like, and I recommend him to a lot of clients. Please don't do yourself a disservice by not speaking Kiswahili, or at least having some basic understanding, even to know how to greet properly. I have seen people all the time say mambo, 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 and you've said that to somebody who's older than you, and now they think that you're disrespectful, and now maybe when you need their help, they're not going to help you because they feel that you have disrespected them. So learn the phrases, learn shikamo, habari, mambo. Learn all of those greetings and how to greet people properly, even the basic, because you will have a problem. There's just no other way around it. Learn your numbers. Learn how to, manage money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if if you don't know how much and the person's not going to tell you in US dollars, or the person's not going to tell you in English, they're going to tell you in Kiswahili. And if you give them more money, you don't know that person. Maybe they're not going to give you back the change, and you wouldn't even know if you needed the change because you don't know how much it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know your numbers. So please take the time out and actually learn some Kiswahili, even if it's the basic, because you cannot survive this country without learning at least the basic Kiswahili. So I'm telling you right now. I am telling you. Okay? And this is not South Africa. This is not Namibia. This is not even Zimbabwe. A lot of people in Zimbabwe speak English. Like, this is Tanzania, and things run differently here. Okay? You need to learn some Kiswahili. And also, people find it like really nice that, like, people are flattered at the fact that, like, you know something, like it feels like you're actually trying, and it means a lot to them. And even the smallest thing can have somebody help you in a long run, or in many ways, because they feel like you are respecting their culture. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Guys, like this video, y'all. Like this video, because I'm starving right now to talk to you guys. um what else? I think I have to do a part two, because I feel like I have to think more about how to get got, because I feel like there's so many ways. And yeah, I feel like there's so many ways, and like, guys, comment and tell me if this was helpful. Because if it's not, I'm not doing part two, okay? But if this was really helpful, like people are really, like you guys are really learning, then I will definitely like think more and like I said, I will always lean on my experiences and experiences of others that I know, and so that way you guys can not make those mistakes. You know, yes, I'm going to end it with this. Yes, we are all on a different journey. Okay? Just because you're learning from somebody else's mistakes doesn't make you copy, doesn't mean that you're copying somebody else's journey. It means that you are being wise. We all don't need to be ripped off, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't have to be a part of your journey, sis. Like, it don't have to be a part of your journey. Learn from others. Learn from other people's mistakes. Obviously, take what everybody says with a grain of salt. You understand what I'm saying? But learn from other people's mistakes. You know what? You know what? Jules said that this has happened to a lot of other people where, they've gotten ripped off on a private driver because they didn't ask this question. Guys, asking a simple question can prevent you from losing so much money. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? I heard Jules say that, if I ask how much is this to get from point A to point B, but if he happens to take me to point C, how much is it going to be? You know what? I just saved myself so much money. You don't have to make the same mistake because you want to not copy somebody else's journey. That is just pure stupidity. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. That's stupid. You can still have your own journey without making mistakes that everybody else has made. Because otherwise, I mean, for me personally, I actually got really fortunate because, and I still have made a load of mistakes, okay? I had a friend who was out here. So for me, I just called her and I learned a lot. Like I learned a lot when it came to mistakes. Like I did. So I learned a lot from, even when it came to men, even when it came to, this is when I was still in dating scene, when it came to men, learning the type of guys you have to look out for, the type of guys who just want foreigners, who's trying to rip you off. Like guys, there's a whole scene out there, okay? Watch my video when I talk about dating in Tanzania. I think I did that way back. Go look out for it because I talk a lot about the things that you need to look out for. You know, you need to make sure that you try to listen, you're not perfect, you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all of the time. um However, lean on somebody else's understanding. You understand what I'm saying? Please don't make the same mistakes that other people have, because you're going to cost yourself. And I have seen this happen where people have made so many mistakes that they could have prevented, and now they have to go back to the States because they ran out of money. And it's sad. It's actually really sad to see. You have to learn the game. That's how I look at it. I look at it like a game. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as a game. I look at it like, you know what? Okay, this is how, and that's how I even looked at my life in New York. Like I always knew, I always had that street smartness, you know what I'm saying? And I always knew that I had to move in certain ways and do certain things and stuff. It is no different over here. If anything, it's 10 times higher over here. A lot of people don't, like, I had a client, right? And I actually think that it was actually very smart of her. At first, I was kind of like, eh. And then I was like, you know what? Fist pump, fist pump, fist pump. She actually decided to hire somebody. She was coming out here for a vacation. And she was like, listen, I don't have time to be, first of all, learning the language, because she was only visiting. I don't have time to be learning the language. I don't have time to, which is kind of also something similar than I did as well, if I'm thinking about it. She was like, I don't have time to be learning language. I ain't got time to be, getting ripped off. I don't have time for any of this stuff. So she wound up actually hiring like um someone, obviously like a local, and he followed her everywhere. Like he followed her and her husband everywhere. He handled all the money. He did all the negotiations. She didn't get ripped off not one time because she had somebody on her side. And actually thinking about it, when I first came out here, I had a guide. I don't know if you would call them a guide, but I had a person who stood with me almost 24/7 and took me to the markets. And when I would go to the markets, when he would negotiate the prices, I would start writing stuff down. I would ask him a million questions. He stood with me for 30 days. I asked him a million questions. Actually, it was him and a girl because his girlfriend always came with him. So I kind of had two people. I would ask him a million questions like, okay, so how does this work? Okay, so how does this work? And he actually taught me a lot about how to move in these Tanzanian streets. And a lot of people are like, I don't want the budget for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to be spending an extra $100 to have somebody following me or something like that. But you actually might lose $300 from the mistakes that you make. I can't tell you what to do, and I don't like telling people what to do because I don't like to be told what to do. But I can just present. Well, I always tell my clients, I can present you options, and then you will be the one to make the decision. So actually thinking about it, I actually did the same thing. From the time that I left the airport, there was somebody right there waiting for me, and him and his girlfriend was with me for 30 days. They were with me for 30 days. And we went to the market. I learned about the supermarket. I learned the different supermarkets in my area. They helped me find housing. I mean, all of that stuff. I was able to learn. I wrote down a lot. Guys, when I tell you guys, when I first came out here, I had a notepad with me and I would write everything down. So now, okay, I knew, okay, this is how much this costs. This is how much this is. This is how much this is. This is how much this is. So then I know it's kind of like a bike, you have the training wheels, and then you go off and go off and you ride your bike by yourself. Now I'm riding the bike by myself, guys. But when I first came here, I had training wheels, and I needed the insight of a local, even if that meant paying extra. Because to me, I paid extra. Well, I made a budget for it. I paid extra, but when I see the amount of people who have lost so much money, I realize that extra $100, $150 actually saved me from losing hundreds, thousands of dollars. So I'm actually grateful for it, and I would 100% recommend it. Obviously make sure you know the Tanzanian and like you trust them and the person's good and stuff like that. Get a recommendation from a recommendation. See, I had a recommendation from a friend. So it was really helpful for me, and for this client it was really helpful for her because she didn't have to think about it. She got to just enjoy her holiday without thinking about the technicalities of things. Because that person is going to tell you, yeah, this guy is saying that this ride is going to be 6,000 to shillings, but really it should be 4,000 to shillings. So then you learn that, you start learning, okay, to get from here to town should be around this price. So then you don't get got, y'all. You don't get got. I think that's all I got for y'all today. I hope that this was helpful. Um, I want to eat, y'all. I'm hungry. um, but I really hope that this was helpful. And if this was helpful, then please let me know. And then I will think about some more situations and make a part two. Um, so that way I can be able to help you guys, because really that's what I'm here for. I am not here to, I mean, I'm here of course to play jokes and hang out with y'all peeps and stuff, but right now my time is extremely limited. Like it is extremely limited between, being a wife, being a mother, just everything. Like my time is just really limited. Um and if I'm going to make content, I want to make useful content. I don't want to make content just to make content, because when I make content, as you guys can see, I've been here now for an hour. That's an hour that I'm away from my kids. It's an hour I'm away from my family, like an hour away that I'm away from society. And for me right now, there is nothing more important to me than family. Like straight up, as of last year, y'all, as of last year, I used to put everything in front of me and stuff. And then, going through the things that I was going through, I was in such a hard place. I realized that my mental health is priority. My mental health, my emotional health, my physical health, my family, all of these things. Life is short. People are dying every single day. And I don't want to waste any time being outer space, if that makes sense, which is, I told you guys that I deleted all of my social media on my phone and stuff like that because I don't want to waste any time scrolling, being away from reality when I know that reality is such a short time, like, and I made that decision for myself, and I appreciate that a lot of you guys appreciate that and you respect that decision. I always tell you guys, email me because I check my emails every day, but my Instagram DMs, maybe I will check it like once a month or once every 2 weeks or something, whenever I have extra time to just scroll through Instagram and stuff like that. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. I have just made it a priority to put my family first and to prioritize myself. But I still, of course, am going to make content for you guys, and I still, of course, want to give you guys information because my goal is for you guys to have the best journey as possible, and for you guys to come here, even if it's not Tanzania, anywhere on the continent, and enjoy yourself and have the knowledge because there is a misconception out there that everything is just all bad and all this stuff, but it's not. It's good, especially when you know all the information. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And the more knowledge that you know, the more that you absorb and the more that y'all know what I mean. Like the more that you know, the better it is. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a smoother experience. You'll definitely have a smoother experience if keep your A game front. So, I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening to me for an hour. For the people who came in late, please go back and watch the video because there is a lot of useful information in this video that I think you guys can learn from. I think this is probably one of my most useful videos to me that I have made because it really is teaching you how to not get got. I think I should change the title, How to Not Get Got in Tanzania. All right, guys. I love you guys. I love you, and I will speak to you guys later. Peace.